My name is Veronica Griffin, and I chose to do my presentation on overpopulation. So what is overpopulation? Overpopulation is a condition where the amount of species living in an area exceeds the carrying capacity limit of that area. And here I have a picture of the Earth, and on it is like a lot of people are filling up the Earth, and people are even falling off, which is just suggesting that the Earth is very overpopulated. So you might ask, what is the carrying capacity? The carrying capacity is the maximum number of a species that an area can support. And when I say species, I mean anything from humans to plants and crops, other living organisms. And when I say support, I mean, will they have enough shelter? Will they have enough space to live? Will they have enough food and water? Things like that. So more about overpopulation. Overpopulation occurs when the population continues to increase more than it decreases. Basically, more births than deaths. The rate of population increases as the total number of females increases. The world population has been continuously growing for decades now. Less developed regions tend to average more children per woman than more developed areas. And with that being said, another thing is the more educated you are, the less your fertility rate tends to be. And that can kind of tie in with the more developed areas, people tend to be more educated, and therefore their fertility rate is less, and therefore their population increase is less. And the same thing for the other way around. The population is around 7 billion right now, and is expected to increase to about 9.7 to 10 billion by 2050. Another thing, effects of overpopulation. One effect is more competition. And when I say competition, I mean things, it's like a variety of different things. One thing that it can be is like hard to get into, more competition to get into a good college, more competition for jobs, and then there's other things like for food, space, for housing, just a lot of competition. The more people there is, the harder it is to get resources and different things. Another effect is death. Death can be, well, if we reach the carrying capacity and we don't have enough food to give to everyone in the world, the people without the food will die. They will starve. And another thing is when there's a lot of people in one area, it tends to be easier for diseases to come about and to spread. And when there's a lot of people and a disease is hitting all those people and everyone dies, that's because of so many people were in that same area. All those people were affected and they all died. So all of the effects of overpopulation are negative. What can we do to stop overpopulation? Well, some places like China place rules where the amount of children allowed are limited, and higher taxes are placed on individuals who want more children. So that's basically like a bribe, so you don't have more children because their population is growing because they are a less developed country. But that can also be the opposite in different places. Some places they have the older population are getting older, but there's not enough people being born to replace them. And so they actually do the opposite, like they might pay you, like you can claim children on taxes and things like that. And that's more of an incentive to have children. So that's why the world population is increasing, but some places, like more developed areas, their population isn't necessarily increasing as fast as the less developed places. They're really driving the world population to get bigger right now. And another thing that we can do is ultimately nothing. Basically, nature will correct itself, and eventually something will happen where a lot of people will just die, whether it be a natural disaster, a disease, something like that. It happens every so often years. And the amount of people will be reduced back to the amount of people that the earth can actually support. And the cycle will continue, possibly. So the efforts that we try to combat overpopulation, they are somewhat effective, but at the end of the day, nature will correct itself always. And my sources came from, my information mainly came from Biology 111, and my photos, I had 2 of them, they came from these 2 sources.